What's happening, people? We are back in the building. Mr. Opinion, what's up?
React. We in the building. Wait, my bad. Why I said react? This fourth in the game.
This is fourth in the game.
Yo.
We are in the building, people. This is episode, I don't even know. I think it's 31, 32.
31.
It don't even matter what episode it is.
It's college football season, baby.
College football season. So look, man. I know we had a hiatus, man. We've been gone for a while.
Summer hiatus
because it's still summertime in some parts of the world. It's summertime in some parts of the world. So,
hey, I would like to go in the background.
Huh? I don't know. It's I have small annoyances in here, but it's okay though. We're gonna keep doing what we do. So we're gonna talk about college football.
Hey, listen, I talked to my wife, she on the hike, and she asked me, she was like, what's your plans for the week? And I came back and I said, listen, week 1, college football. Week 2, college football. Week 3, college football. So it's that time of the year for college football, college sports, and it is lit. That's why we said, listen, we got to come back stronger. It's week 1 of the college football season. It's all up and it's stuff. I know Roscoe has stepped out, but I'm ready to step in and do this thing. Now, Roscoe, welcome back. You know what I mean? Hit him in the Cash app. You can see he need a babysitter. You know
all
what
day.
I mean? So hit him up on the Cash
app. Look, I got my gray hair showing. Look, man.
Yeah, and the other hand's falling.
Nah, buddy, this is luscious. This that good new growth, and what the chick said is new growth.
Roscoe need to get hair club for men. He can't do it without you.
That's a lie.
He can't do it.
That's a lie. I don't need no hair club. Hey, you got a couple of haircuts left in you too, so don't get started on me now. We got about 2 haircuts apiece.
No, we don't.
Don't do that. I ain't wasting no money at the barbershop. I tell you that much.
That is a fact. Still. Well,
anyway,
now Roscoe, show this meme right quick because I was talking to the people. The wife asked me what I was doing. Watch your way. We went college football. We went college football prep.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the full week.
Yeah, this is how it's gonna go, man. Like you cannot deny that if you are a football fan that this is how your week goes. Then when the NFL kick in, it's really gonna go. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be full. So
and who's that? People can't work an 80-hour a week. You know what I mean?
Hey, look at here. I'm with that. So. With your college week looking like this here, you know what I'm saying? With your college week looking like this here, week one, what are some of your like predictions? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you have in store? Like, what your crystal ball? You just rub your head because it's shiny right now. Your crystal ball, your crystal ball of thoughts, man. What you got for us now?
All right, listen. You got to go to the people with the betting line. We do not subscribe to betting. If you feel you got a hankering for betting, do it legally, do it safely, do it responsibly. Yeah. And let's get into the number lines because the number lines know.
Yeah.
Ish.
The degenerates do know.
Degenerates. All right. So the big games for week 1 is definitely not Kent State UCF, but the Florida Gate is going out west to play the defending, back-to-back defending Pac-12 champions, Utah.
Utah. That's very disrespectful. You didn't even call their name right. But,
well, first of all, I'm a sidetrack king, but I've been to Utah, and it's actually a pretty beautiful desert state. If you know, you know. But Florida, Utah up 97. Now, Florida with a top 5 quarterback draft pick, was able to beat Utah last year, and then they kind of fell apart after that.
Yeah.
What do you think Utah, especially with a strong returning game? What's your pick in this?
I'm going with even though I know I have a lot of people around me that are Gators fans and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna go home on this. I'm going Utah because they are playing in the West. And you when you on somebody else's turf and it's the first game, they hype, what I'm saying, the student section live, the parents there. So and
This
Utah
Florida
got
first
something to
time
prove.
going out there too.
Yeah. And Utah got something to prove. So I'm gonna go Utah because they have quietly been real good. And they play big, what I'm saying. They play up to their level when they play big teams, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get that one to Utah, man. Sorry
Yeah,
for
I would say
Gators.
specifically in the regular season, but I
Yeah.
would, if my prediction had to come up, I'd probably go Utah. If I was putting money on the game, which I'm not, but since I'm not putting money on the game, I'm going with Florida. Let's go to Miami, Ohio versus Miami, Florida, the battle of the Miamis.
Look, we already know it's the U. That's the original real Miami. You can't deny it, dog. If Miami of Ohio beat the U, they might as well go ahead and cancel the whole season, man, and just start preparing for basketball.
Hey, listen, the real Miami is here. So the game is going to be in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that makes a difference.
Hopefully.
Well, I was just going to say they ain't the Orange Bowl. If it's an Orange Bowl, I'd be like, bet. Yeah. But they haven't played the Orange Bowl in decades.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much haven't been good since they left the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the next game. I would say is a big one is Louisville, Georgia Tech. Louisville -8. And the only reason why I want to bring this game up because Georgia Tech is one of those teams like they should be better than what they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being in Atlanta, being in Georgia, deep down south, traditionally, they've won a national championship in the last 40 years. So it's not like, we're talking like 1970s.
They still play the same brand of football they've been playing since the 80s, They are known for, the option still. They're a running team, and everybody knows that football right now is not a running style. And you're not gonna get too far with that. And plus, if you good in Georgia, you in the first place you think about, you're not going to Georgia Tech because you actually got to have grades to get there.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You can go up to Georgia, or you just gonna go down to Florida State.
Auburn is right next door. Auburn is right next to Atlanta. So
I'm not going to Georgia Tech if I got to be smart and play football at the same time. No,
that's fair point. Fair point.
Me to Georgia, man. But yeah,
Louisville don't have the best of grade requirements.
Yeah, but their football is better.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Correlation.
Yeah, so I'm going Louisville then. Since I said all that, I'm going Louisville, man.
All right, so I'm going Louisville too because and later for those nerds. All right, this is another big game: North Carolina versus South Carolina. I don't even remember the last time they played. I don't know if they played last year or not. I don't remember.
Me neither. And I guess if you're not in Carolina, you wouldn't know about that rivalry. But since Carolina has like one of the top quarterbacks that's supposed to be coming out in the draft, what's his name? Drake May.
Yeah, May.
So, he's supposed to be that deal. I've seen him play, and he's scrappy, but he doesn't be. It's not something
Trubisky.
Like. Trubisky. Yeah, I was about to say that's what he remind me of, Trubisky. So, but since the hype is on him, I feel like that hype is just going to propel them over South Carolina right now, simply because he's trying to win the Heisman. He's trying to, be that guy. So they're going to try to find a way for him to win, especially, if you're putting that good money on.
I think that's what's going to cost them, though. I mean, North Carolina normally has pretty good backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think if they don't try to run the ball and actually, if they try to live up to the hype, I don't know if they have the receivers to it. I'm no expert. I'm not saying that I'm an expert on North Carolina, what they have coming back into the season, but I don't trust May.
But May takes off with the ball a lot too. So he's like that guy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I know, but I just don't trust him. I don't know. I don't buy into the hype.
You tell me, man. You tell me.
And this is probably the first game of the week. And who said you're going with North Carolina, South Carolina?
I said North Carolina.
And I'm going South Carolina. All right. Hey, we're going to put a comment below your picks for the games that we're choosing. And let's pick a winner out of this. Right. If somebody comment below and they outperform us, let's give them a $10 gift certificate.
Straight up.
Yeah, let's do that.
We get $10. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Buy your sandwich. Do something with it, you know.
Do something with it. Yeah. If you outpick us on the scores, $10 gift certificates, holler at your boy. All right. So the next one up, the second game of the week or first game of the week is Colorado TCU. TCU is minus 21. The game is in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Fort Worth, which is near Dallas, Fort Worth, Dallas area. But Colorado, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime's first game after totally transforming a roster. Now, Roscoe, I'm going to flip over really quick. Don't switch on me yet. Here. Some analysts are reporting, this is Tom Louisville from ESPN, is saying that Colorado has the worst roster in college football, even worse than UMass, and you know UMass is bad.
Yeah, I would think that that's a lot of hate. That's a lot of hate, and that's a lot of I don't want him to succeed at this level. We was fine with you at Jackson State. You know,
that black college ball.
That black college days. But yeah, you rah, you can win that. Oh man, that is a great story. I'm glad you're doing that for your people. But now you're stepping on our toes. You bringing that up here. We cannot afford for you to be great up here. You understand that? Because he will become bigger than the NCAA. And then he would demand certain things change once he's become. I mean, he's already bigger than them, but if he can coach Colorado up to being those dudes,
they were 1-11 last year.
They were, and I was about to say now they were 1-11. They were already sorry, like. So it's not like that's a far reach what he's saying, but if they go, I'll say if they go 500, that's a W in my eyes.
But check this out. None of those players from that 1-11 team were there. He asked
but that's the thing. That's what they basing off of last year. They basing off of all the transfers. They basing off all the unproven cast that transferred in. So they're basing off of something that they have no concrete evidence on, and therefore that what makes a hater because they have no evidence. They're just going off sheer emotion, like some people I know. And when you live off emotion, you don't triumph. You know what I'm saying? You're forever behind the 8 ball. So, but I hope. But looking at this game, TCU did make the college playoffs last year. They went to the championship game, didn't they?
They was in the championship game and they got monkey stomped by Georgia.
They were good enough to make it there. You know what I'm saying? So they're not pushovers. They're not slouches. So I would give the edge to TCU simply because like they tasted success, and Colorado's coming into their house and they got something to prove, and they can't let Deion Sanders be their first victor because they'll never hear the end of it, and they might get not ranked after they lose to Colorado.
Well, is it a case of, and I know we've been on this a while, but I think it's an important story. Did TCU catch lightning in the bottle last year by going to the championship game? They had a lot of transfers in there, and they got a quarterback they didn't expect to have play better than anyone beyond expectations.
Like I said, like the quarterback they had last year was good. They had some good receivers. Their defense was nice. You know what I'm saying? Their defense was real nice. Like the linebackers and DBs, they was real. So they got legitimate players on that team. And for you to make it that far, all you got to, especially in the Big 12, you got Texas and Oklahoma's, and they was subpar. So all you got to do is just beat them and stand out. So
I think that was the first time in since the playoff system has been implemented, maybe
Yeah.
even since the BCS era, that a Big 12 team has made it all the way to the championship game. So it's been a hot minute.
No, I
I'm
would say
trying to.
because Texas made it.
Well, that's what
You
I'm saying.
know?
But that was during the BCS, since the BCS era. I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Okay. Oh,
remember.
okay. All right.
I don't remember Oklahoma making it to the championship game. I remember making the
I know it
playoffs.
was in the playoffs.
Not
Yeah.
making it to the championship game. That's what I'm saying. I don't
Yeah,
remember. I could be wrong though.
I get it. Yeah.
Comment
Could
below
be.
if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, Roscoe's gonna buy you a chicken sandwich.
There you go. Chicken sandwich on me. If he's right.
All right.
Ain't that something?
And our biggest game of the week, University of South Florida.
Woo! Go
11
Bulls,
point underdog to Western
Kentucky. They got something to prove, man. The USF has something to prove, and they are going to show y'all boys that they are trash. You hear me?
The hate is real, y'all. The hate is real. All my Bulls comments below. Let us know what's up.
Look, man. I love the USF Bulls. This is my hometown. They from Tampa. So when they, I've been cheering for the Bulls forever. But reality is reality, man. And they couldn't even give tickets away. You feel me? Like, I've seen game tickets is like strewn in the parking lot. You know how they give out flyers at the club?
Yeah.
They was at the grocery stores, put the tickets in people's windows, you know what I'm saying? And people would like get upset. They found Bull tickets in their windows. I'm just saying, man, the football has gotten bad at USF. It was at one point USF was climbing, and it was like, oh man, they're a legitimate, college football team.
Yeah.
And when you are a legitimate college football team in Florida, you are going to get that backing. You're going to get that fan base. You're going to get everything because people love football in Florida. And if you are good, they're going to back you all day. But when you become trash, you best believe they're not going to show no support and they're going to dog you every chance they get. So that's why I'm dogging y'all right now until y'all show me otherwise.
But is it inclement? Why do we always got to dog our teams in Florida? Can we get rid of that culture? Can we have a culture of positivity? That's what I'm saying. Let's be positive.
Look, if that's the case, then everybody gets a trophy. Do you like that mindset?
Yes, in this situation.
In this situation. let's preface this by saying why you like yourself so much. Why? Because why? Tell everybody if they don't know.
Just because they're an amazing team.
No. Why? The real reason. Let's let everybody know why you like them so much.
USF.
Exactly.
Now I graduated from USF.
He graduated from USF, so he's a USF homer. The same way he called me out for being a homer. He's a USF homer, and I get it. Like, my wife graduated from USF. She's a USF homer, but she is staked in reality, and she knows that when USF is on the TV, be prepared to be upset. Like, I turn on the USF game just so she can watch the game, and she told me to turn it off. She was like, "But turn that off, man. We'll just watch something else. We'll watch North Texas play California or something." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you don't even know nobody that play for North Texas. It's better than USF, as long as they're green. You know what I'm saying?
Go Mean Green. Listen, other than that nonsense, Alex Golesh going to be Coach of the Year in college football, not just in the American Conference. USF is going to beat Western Kentucky by a total of 24 points. And this is the first step on our way to a bowl game and the national championship.
Alex Golesh right now is putting storm shutters on his car, so that's how much faith I have in Alex Golesh.
Can't even get on the bus. We got an indoor practice facility.
Yeah.
So we good. All right.
Good.
Let's go to the next topic.
Next topic, my man.
All right. Hey, shout out below. Who you think? Make sure you comment on the games. Yeah. And legitimately, when you come through, if you bet us, but if you outperform us, we're going to give a reward for the winner because it's not placing the bet and it's not gambling. And if you decide to gamble, please gamble safely. or in responsibility.
But follow my picks. Trust me, I'm gonna lead you the right way.
We're gonna come back to this, just FYI. It might be on Reaction Sports, but we're gonna come back to this.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. But still, man, it's my field, my lane. You know what I'm saying? I know you looking on the screen like, what's a mixed 4x4 relay? It is the World Championships of Athletics. You hear what I'm saying? I wore my Brandon track and field shirt. You know what I'm saying? Let's go Eagles. I am the head coach of the boys and girls this year, so we're gonna do that. But
are they giving you 2 checks?
You said 2 chains.
They're giving you 2 checks?
No, I'm only getting 1 check, but I mean I have other people coaching with me, but we're working together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just exclusively boys. I'm the sprint coach. There you go. I know I just look like this, but
you do look like that.
Yeah, I do look like that. That's why I grew my hair. So when I start coaching, it's gonna blow in the wind.
Let's get to the we gotta practice.
So, but yeah, the World Championships of Athletics has been on all last week and stuff, man. And the USF has been representing a lot. And started off with the 4x4 mixed group. They won the gold against Great Britain and stuff, man. And just I like track a lot, if you have not noticed. And it's some characters in track and field. Even the men's 4x4, they won gold. The women's 4x1 won gold. The men's 4x1 won gold. They won gold in the 200, silver. We won gold in the one. I mean, USA track is coming back. USA track is coming back to dominance as they used to be. You know what I'm saying? And you can't have a rivalry and just only one side keep winning.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So that's why I love it, because Jamaicans kicking everybody butt, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's great. It gives you somebody to look for. Like, oh man, we got to be better than them. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah, back and forth.
Well, let me jump in on that, Roscoe, really quick, because I think the same thing happened the other way. Remember, the USA dominated the sport. Mm-hmm. And then a couple outsiders, whether it be Canadians or Britons, will try to step up, and they have spurt of goodness, but it was nothing stained. And Jamaica kind of totally transformed with a couple generations that really pushed and beat the US. And that was a big deal.
And you got to give Jamaica their props. They have shown that they have grown their track and field to basically become like their national sport. You know what I'm saying? First it used to be soccer, but now they like, look, man. What's that?
Bobsledding.
Oh yeah, it's bobsledding. But track, they found their footing in track. And they just keep producing winners, and they keep producing fast people. Like, I don't know what's on that island. I've been on that island several times. And I don't know what's on there, but
Trelawney Yam.
Yeah, I guess whatever they feed them and all that good stuff, man. All
right, so let me ask you this, Roscoe.
Go ahead.
With that being said, a lot of these athletes are trained at American universities with American coaches, and building up their performance. It's almost like I compare it to like the World Cup, where whole teams have been trained in the U.S., whether it's the Philippines or Jamaica is another example. Most of the teams were trained abroad and not actually in Jamaica, but they're representing their home teams. So what do you think about that?
I think that it's a great strategy. It's the same thing that they deal with in the business world. It's the same way, in technology, how, what I'm saying, the Indians come over here. I'm talking about from India. They come over here and go to, American universities, get trained up in, all sorts of business and all that, and they take it back home. And how they used to do with the Asians when they came over, same way. So if that's smart, because if American athletics is the best facilities in the world, the best trainers, the best coaches, why not send your best over there to get trained by them and then come home and whoop them at their own game? I don't see nothing wrong with it. That is smart to me. I would do that if, if Venezuela had the best, chefs in the world. I would send my kids to Venezuela to learn how to cook and come back and open up a restaurant.
Okay.
So it's the same mentality. It's the same mentality, man. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. Keep doing what you do.
I want to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, Sha'Carri, is this like the comeback story of the year already? We know from before she, burst on the scene at LSU, national champion, all that amazing stuff. And she qualified for the Olympics in Japan. Upon qualification, she was busted for weed, which may or may not, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then she came back and had a horrible performance in Oregon, where I think she finished dead last, if my memory serves me correct. Yeah. And people were specifically Jamaicans were making mad cash money, fun of her, picking on her. And even Americans were selling her out, saying, "This is what you get."
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah, I had to take ownership. I was the one. I didn't believe she would make a comeback, but she totally transformed the young lady I'm looking at now. And I say young lady because she's 23. It's a totally different person. Just physically looking at her, look at the definition in her arms and her legs, and the focus it took to perform the way in which she did. I just didn't think she had it in her, but you shouldn't have doubt, people from Texas, I guess. What are your thoughts?
I would say this about this young lady, man. And my daughter, she came to me, and she has a she's in public speaking, and she has to write a speech about failure. And that speech about failure, you got to talk about your failure, then you got to talk about your triumph and how you overcame that failure and how that made you a better person. And I was telling her, I said, your speech is whatever you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you felt that and overcame. And she gave the story of when she first started running track in her first time in high school, and her first race and how she didn't do as well. And then later on that season, she like made it to the districts. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, she used that as a failure. And I was like, that sounds like Sha'Carri. I said, not as big, but it's the
big
same
for her.
Yeah, big for her. You know what I'm saying? Because that's her world. And I would say that Sha'Carri, as being a young lady that she is, she went through a whole gamut of emotions and the whole gamut of things. And she saw who was really for her. She saw what the world really thinks about her and how they're going to treat you when you are not the princess, that you are not the picture of perfection. And she said, you know what? I'm going to focus on me and I'm going to make myself better. So it all goes back to her being mentally strong, like you say, 23. Think about your mentality at 23. Think about some of the failures you had and then how you overcame those at 23. You know what I'm saying? It probably wasn't as major, but it was major to you at that time.
Yeah.
It was your story. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had that overcome that type of stuff that makes them either break you or to make you. And
I spent 8, 9, 12 years getting my undergraduate.
Exactly. You did. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I was gonna say that. Like, hey man, I remember those days that you were saying.
Yeah.
I remember those, like it. I love the story. Like at first, when she was first going through it, I said, damn man, she should have known, that, get caught up in this type of stuff. Then I thought about it. I said, well, maybe somebody gave her some wrong advice. Maybe she followed the wrong people. Maybe somebody just told on her, because I guarantee she ain't the only person that's doing what she's doing. Maybe she's got a lot of haters. Then, everybody laughing at her, like you said, the Jamaicans, like, when
they were selling out.
When your rivals are laughing at you and cracking jokes on you at 20-something years old.
Yeah, sure. 21.
You coming into a grown. These are grown women that you're running against, and come
with children
around. Yeah, and you are basically a little kid. At some point, man, you gonna get there and say, you know what? I got to show y'all. They basically gave her an enemy to the the gauge on. So
What the
I
kids
love
say they started their villain arc?
yeah, that was
the,
they made those are her ops.
her ops.
So,
No, you know what? And you bring up a good point. Everybody got this story within context of their story and the challenges
yeah,
that you face, and everybody don't stand up for it. You
no,
got a lot of people who choose to cope in very unhealthy ways. And I would just say not just in necessarily unhealthy ways. Pause for the cause.
yeah, no. I just had to look at myself a little bit. My fault. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, people. I was scared, dog. I was like, you know what I mean? I hope that hair club for me and stuff ain't contagious around here.
I know your podcast.
Not yet, buddy. All right, I'll be there
What we
later,
said
buddy.
earlier, Roscoe
Yeah,
needs
please.
cash out, so you get a babysitter. Like
Straight up, straight up.
hit him up.
I
So
love it. I love it.
one of the things that like I said, everybody got to have their story and their processes, but your story is your story, but everybody doesn't actually get up. There are a ton of people who were beaten down by so many obstacles and so many things, and they don't. Well, I just say, don't ever stop. There's no reason for you to give up, and there's a lot of reasons for you to quit, but you have to make a choice. So I just want to push that message out in there. So let's transition to the next story of an American success.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles dominant, 4x1. Like, is he the next Carl? He is the next Carl Lewis.
Yeah, he did. He's
Noah Lyles. He's in a world of his own right now.
He won the 100. He won the 200. So he did the double like Usain Bolt. He's the fastest man in the world. He got the 4x1. So he has the right to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And as you can read what the article says, you know what I'm saying, this dude here is, the face of American track. Him and Sha'Carri.
World track.
They're the face of track. You know what I'm saying? So I can dig it, man. You know what I'm saying? I like his swag. So
you like his swag?
Yeah, I can dig it. I you know why? You know why I like it? You know why I like it?
Go ahead.
Because I know he said some foul stuff. Not foul, but some
controversial.
Controversial that people think that, there's a little he pissed off a lot of people, about what's the specifics?
He was saying basically you can't be called a world champion like in NBA if you're not playing the world. He is a world champion because he's literally racing the world and he beat the world. So there's a difference between him and them.
So now, with that statement being said, I don't see nothing wrong with that because everything he said was true. True-ish. But his one thing that he forgot, especially with the NBA, because he pissed off a lot of NBA players with that. The NBA is international now.
They
have a bunch of international players from around the world, and they send their best to go play in the NBA. So I get what he's saying, like, because they only play in the United States, that they can't say they world champs. But now they are world champs because all the best players from around the world go to the NBA.
But to jump on your point,
go ahead.
The number one pick, I forget his name off the top of my head, was from France.
Yeah, Wembayama.
Wembenyama.
There it is. Yeah, he's from France. So I get what he's saying, and I love what he's doing because we all know track and field is not like a predominant sport that everybody knows and follows, but we all know Carl Lewis. We know Michael Johnson because why? Because they self-promoted. They was like household names. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Johnson became a household name because he wore gold shoes and he was challenging people to race. You got to think they had a race the him and Donovan Bailey just off GP, just them two. It was so hyped that it made so much money. They had a whole stadium for one race. That's like back in the day. If I don't know if y'all know this, but back in the day, in our neighborhood, we used to have the little kids used to race each other, and who was the fastest in the neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? And then that fastest go to other neighborhoods and race those neighborhoods, and then it was bragging rights. So all the older cats used to have the young cats, and we go to different neighborhoods. We race. People be betting on the side, and there was a whole thing about who's the fastest in the neighborhood, who is this, who is that. So, and that what Michael Johnson did with the whole track and field thing that made him a household name. Carl Lewis did it because he was the fastest. He jumped the furthest. So he is trying to get his name out there. He's trying to make money because track and field is all about sponsorship. And I dig it, even though he's a little zesty, he's a little sassy with it. But that's 2023 style. So I dig it, man. I agree, but I don't agree. What's your take on it, brother?
You know, one of the like you said, I agree and I disagree. We can't stand in that lane. At the same time, I don't know why track isn't as big, because so many people in America are up on track. I don't know the numbers off the top of I don't know the numbers. I haven't looked them up, but I would be interested to see what the numbers actually say, because a lot of people, I'm not saying necessarily watched it when it was on, but I've watched the views and the videos, the clips, numbers, and all that stuff, because I would bet it's significant, especially when Americans are doing well. So I don't know why we can't have a circuit in the U.S. I actually don't know why, because I can imagine if there was a track meet as big as this, and maybe it goes on too long, I'm not really sure, in Orlando, in a set place, because I'm thinking Orlando because it kind of would fit, or like in a couple places, like in Dallas, in Orlando, maybe like 4 or 5, 8 spot tour where you kind of get across the country. I don't know why people wouldn't go to it, because people are interested. Kids run track. People have ran track. I would go see these superstars, but they run specifically in Europe for these events. So that's kind of my take on it. I don't really know why, but I think there's more interest in track than people like to give it credit for outside of the Olympics. And maybe we need more people to market it and selling it for somebody with longer money of us who can decide to say, you know what, we're going to advertise and broadcast this. I want to show something really quick. This is from Maurice Green. Back in the day, he was like 987. And he was running so fast.
Yeah, that's how he ran the 100.
Yeah, 987. He was running so fast that his shoes caught on fire. So I wanted to look at him. They smoked him.
Woo! Celebrate, baby. Like, see, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. This was like neighborhood races. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I bet you he used to run in his neighborhood, and I bet you he was one of the fastest cats in the neighborhood.
1,000%.
Like, that is the level of that's basically what he did was like street ball track. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna whoop you, then I'm gonna celebrate, I'm gonna talk trash. It's still grown men out there to this day that are still betting on each other to race, man.
Well, we just saw with not Troy Hart, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart blew out his whole engine. Blew out his whole engine racing somebody, racing an NFL player, you know, a former NFL player. Imagine that. Imagine that's full barbershop talk. That is sitting around, boy, you know what I'm saying? You always had those people like, you know, back in the day I was this, back in the day I was that.
Kevin Hart said, I am fast. He didn't say I was.
Yeah. And then he like, you know what? Nah, let's get out there. You know, the drinks flowing, you know, like I've been at family functions, man, where the whole house had to race. I told y'all this last time we was on, I got to race my whole house. You know what I'm saying? That is a must. Back in the day,
get ready.
I used to have a friend. What's up?
No, I was just telling people get ready for your engine to blow out too.
Oh, no. Back in the
Continue.
day, I used to have a friend. They used to come by my house, Devon Ross. Shout out Devon. If you watching, you know what this is true. Devon Ross used to come to my house every morning before school and demand and challenge me to a race down the block. So every day I had to beat Devon Ross before I went to school. Yes, I whooped you all the time, and I celebrated every time. You used to have people come out there all the time. You would try to get me funky before school, but it was a thing. Like that is like bragging rights in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Running somebody, being faster than somebody, man, it's one of those just one of those things, man. And we got a comment from Brandon. He said, but they didn't offend any of the other athletes to make a name for themselves. Noah's comment was offensive and unnecessary. If you feel like his comments was offensive and unnecessary, that's fine. But
I just want to say for the record, that is a very educated, intelligence response from somebody that sound like they went to an AAU school in one of the top schools in the nation. It sounds. I love that comment. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds brilliant. Continue. I want to jump in, but I wanted to acknowledge the intelligence in the writing of that comment.
Whatever. But and pertaining to that comment about he didn't offend other athletes, it's like this here, man. Like sports and athletics is about bravadoism. It's about showmanship. And if you feel that he said something wrong, you have the right to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? That's your right. Fine. But what you can't do is go off emotion, and you can't, like, it's all facts what he's saying. He didn't say anything off emotion. He just said facts. I'm running against the world. Y'all playing basketball in the United States. That's it. So
I just want and I do want to get to our next topic just to touch on it because I think it's important. One of the aspects of this is it's insulting towards the American pride. America is the center of the universe, especially according to Americans. And according to the world, because if you disagree, we're going to bring democracy to your country.
Yeah, we're going to bring democracy to you. You're going to get some of this good democracy, boy.
So I think Ukraine is experiencing that now. Niger is on the verge of experiencing that.
You're going to get this good democracy, boy.
Libya experienced some good calls of democracy. So, I think there's the other side of that taking on American pride in a very real way. So the most important news, especially being people from Tampa, we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge Arian Knighton, the fastest 19-year-old under 20 runner in history. And I say in history. He has like the top 20 fastest times at the age of under 20 in the 200, even beyond the great and the legendary Usain Bolt.
Yes. And like I said, I love it. And shout out to him, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. And if a lot of these young cats that get into track and field, because everybody can't be a football player.
He was a football player, though.
No, but I'm saying, he was, but he wasn't that guy. And he was that guy. He was damn good. He was damn good.
He was right on the verge.
He knew this is my lane. This is where I can, you know what I'm saying? This is my bread and butter. If I focused on this, it's a lot of football cats that if they just focused on just track, they'll be household names, man. It's and we know plenty of the fastest dudes. Go back to the fastest dudes in the neighborhood that played football. Because they played football, they got hurt, and that, you know what I'm saying, whatever, that mentality. But if they just stuck the track, they would be household names, man. I know cats that ran with me that I know for a fact that'd be household names right now.
Well, Roscoe, it goes back to what you said earlier, right? especially in the South, especially in Florida, football is king. And that is preached every day.
Yeah.
You know, we just even had this conversation in a group chat
Yeah.
about you know, the huge contracts they're signing in soccer in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah.
The huge contracts they're signing in golf.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, and they'll, if you know how to play golf, they'll pretty much give you a scholarship.
Yeah.
If you just know what golfing is.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, so because they just don't have enough people. Tennis,
Yeah.
same way. All these Olympic sports, there's not enough people from a diverse background playing it because we're so concentrated in a few sports that when things don't break, there's not a lot of you only have in football, there's really the CFL, Canadian Football League, which, you know, and there's the NFL. And now we have the XFL, we have other things that are growing, but those aren't career defining. Knight had a chance to make hundreds of thousands, if not millions by now, and he's 19, and he chose to go all in. And I think that is the story. Going all in on where your talent directs you. And I think that's important.
And I've seen that young man run in high school, and it was like, oh my goodness, this is like, he don't supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? You can see that those guys that have it, and I'm glad that he's from here, and a lot of kids that see him and they see the success of what he's doing, and they can be like, you know, I can be like Knight. I don't have to bang my head, you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. I can just run free and still be, you know what I'm saying, that dude. Still be considered that guy. You know what I'm saying? This is another way out, if that makes sense. This is another way out.
I was gonna say, not even just another way out, it's another way in too.
Yeah. Another, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just It's that thing, man.
Well, I just want to kind of acknowledge the words on it because it was important. It is important, right? And I just looked it up. This would have been Knighton's first year, second year in college. He had you know, he was a 4-star receiver. Yeah. So it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was less than something like that. So I just wanted to land with that. Shout out to Knighton. Shout out to the work he's done. Shout out to his family. Shout out to Tampa. Sorry. I was saying University of Tampa. Why am I saying that? Shout out to Tampa. Shout out to Hillsborough High School, his coaches, everyone who helped nurture him. I think that's important. And himself, for sure.
Straight up. Beautiful thing, man. So let's switch some gears. You know what I'm saying? Like, first off, before we switch, I still want to give a shout out to Biles for winning the championship. Even though, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody said nothing about it. Simone Biles, you remember her? The gymnast? Okay, well, anyway, she just won the championship too. By the way, let's throw that little nugget in there. I'll shoot that from the sideline. But we're gonna switch gears up, man. You know what I'm saying? Now it's NFL time, it's big boy football time, you know how things go. You know what I'm saying? You know my boys, I ain't got my hat on me right now, but you know my boys, we coming strong with it. But our first couple of shows, we were talking about who's the young man we were talking about? Our first couple of shows, Bartholomew. Do you remember Bartholomew? Right?
I remember Bartholomew. I remember. I'm not in my head like this ain't a podcast.
Yeah.
I should speak. My bad, y'all.
So my main man. I wouldn't say my main man, but you know, I've been riding with him forever.
You've been pause.
Yeah, extra pause.
Yeah, but now you caught onto the bandwagon early, I would say.
Yeah.
Than most, especially me.
Yeah. So by his success led to a certain somebody else's how would you say it?
Downfall, demise.
I would say demise because he's still in the league, but his departure from once he's came, you know what I'm saying, in Trey Lance, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the big news is Trey Lance has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys, which is all right. That's a good move for the Cowboys, but
for a fourth
for-
round pick, and he was a
for-
top 5 pick.
he was like Trey Lance got what did he? I don't know what he got picked, but
I think it was like
That's
top
irrelevant.
5 or like third or something like that. Definitely top 5.
he was picked in the top. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be the next whatever. You know.
I
And
would say Colin Kaepernick.
there you go. And they found the next Jimmy Garoppolo or whatever they try to do.
He was the third pick in the draft. I knew it was high.
Yeah. And they got Bartholomew Purdy came in the scene and did what he do, and you know what I'm saying, and took him almost to the promised land if he didn't get hurt. So I was this is my opinion on him being traded, Trey Lance being traded to the Cowboys. Okay. The Cowboys are reaching because they really don't like that. And they already have a backup that is proven to be a winner. I forgot his name. What's the dude that backed him up last year when he got hurt?
Sam Darnold?
Anyway, no, for the Cowboys. Anyway, he came in there, he did his thing, and Dak is not that dude. But they
I don't
figured
remember the
that
backup name for real though. I don't remember.
I don't know. Why would I care about the backup name for the Cowboys? He's backup for the Cowboys, but
Yeah, go ahead, Cook.
yeah. But I would say that them bringing in Trey, it's a publicity move. You know what I'm saying? Plus, they have a somebody that's got a chip on his shoulder now that's trying to prove something to the rest of the league, and he'll sit and he'll watch and he'll learn. He'll be like Tony Romo, you know what I'm saying, and come in and do all that stuff there. So yeah.
I think I don't know if this was the right decision. I think a couple things. I think it was the right decision to get rid of one of them because it was very polarizing in the locker room, and I think that could be the downfall of a team, especially a team who's trying to win, right? On the other side of that, though, the Cowboys, I don't know if it was a great decision because it might polarize their locker room, but I don't trust Dak Prescott to stay healthy or to deliver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because I don't trust him to deliver, it's good to have somebody to put some pressure on him to be healthy and to actually play well. Because he's known to kind of make bad decisions.
Yeah.
Especially in big moments. And the Cowboys have a lot riding to this season. They have a lot of high expectation. They might have one of the best defenses in football. And I'm really it would be a shame for a great defense to go to waste. As a Buccaneer fan, I have lived through it. And I've seen it and it sucks. So that's just my thoughts. On this topic.
Well, moving on from this topic, you know what I'm saying? Best of luck to Trey Lance, Bartholomew, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Just don't beat the Raiders. So, if we all know, and we talked about this a couple of shows ago, if you don't know about a couple of shows ago, then we're going to talk about it again now. We all know that Shannon Sharp left, what it was called, Undisputed,
yep.
And now Skip, you know what I'm saying, had to come to his senses and he needed people on the show. And he brought in 3 alpha males that love alpha males with Richard Sherman, you know what I'm saying, Keyshawn and Michael Irvin. And they all are very opinionated and they all got let go by ESPN. And all of them want their own show, by the way. So
deserve their own show, low key.
They deserve their own show. And basically, they're going to use Skip to get there. And once they got on Skip's show, they showed they natural, you know what?
Episode 1.
I wouldn't say that they showed it, but everybody was trying to shoot the game winner. Everybody was trying to.
They were shooting game winners though.
Yeah. Like they was all like, okay, what did Shannon do on here? How can I be better than Shannon? Because Shannon set the bar. You know what I'm saying? He set the bar for listen to what I'm saying. He set the bar for how to deal with Skip and how to be more popular than Skip. because Stephen A. showed him first, and then now Shannon showed him. He's like, yes, you know. So, and these dudes, like we said, are very, very animated and opinionated. As you can see, Michael Irvin going off in that blue suit.
You're looking sharp now.
Yeah, looking very sharp. That's how my hair gonna grow in about next month. I'm gonna have me a Michael Irvin.
Listen, hit up the Cash App. Billy Lunch Me needs to have club for men desperately. As you can see, he's trying to grow some dreadlocks. So help him on his lock journey.
You see it, baby? Hold on, let me get it closer. I gotta get it closer up. Here you go, baby. Yeah. Talk to him, Lo. Yeah.
All hair strands matter.
Whatever.
All hair strands.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's for me, man, I love it. I love to see it. I love to see them go on there and basically take over the show. Use him for what he's worth. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it was so much better seeing that dynamic for me. And I never liked Undisputed, so I just want to name that. Yeah. Okay. But just to see that dynamic of powerful people, I didn't enjoy seeing Shannon Sharp get bullied by Skip Bayless. I know some people did, and I know some people really enjoyed that, seeing this physically imposing man being dominated by a miniature runt. And I know people enjoyed that, and so my prediction is that this format will not last long. No. Not because it's not good, because it was really good.
Yeah.
Like really good. Like these are the experts who have insights and opinions. Even Twitter is blowing up now. Yeah. The controversy that Michael Irvin brought to the show, saying, how is it better to catch the ball with your body as a receiver?
Yeah. And Richard Sherman called them out on it. So they're not afraid to even like say it to each other, like, look, bro, you full of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's beauty. And I love that because that's how we talk. That's how every dude that females too, if we are highly opinionated like you are, we will call you out on your bull, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So and I love to see that dynamic. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to watching it if I can.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm in. I'm signed up. I'm not signed up to watch Undisputed other than the clips. But before I didn't watch the clips at all. Like I might actually watch I might watch more of the show after what I've seen to support, because it won't be around that much longer.
Yeah, I think that they eventually that they are going to have to give Keyshawn and Michael Irvin their own show. They might keep Richard Sherman around because he's not as like loud and boisterous, and you know what I'm saying, like very opinionated as much. So he's more docile than the other two, because the other two, Michael Irvin, he's all over the place, and Keyshawn is about him. So Richard Sherman,
he got a damn ball.
Was that?
Give me the damn ball.
Give me the damn ball. So Richard Sherman, he gonna say what he say, but he gonna actually listen too. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna form an intelligent opinion about something.
Well, he did go to an AAU school similar to USF called Stanford. Actually, all of them went to AAU schools, to be honest with you. Post case. But I just want to note and shout out to Michael Irvin, because he had those false allegations against him at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
kept him from working. It was shown to be false in video evidence, and he's still in court around it. It hasn't been completely exonerated, nor has ESPN or Marriott. I think it was Marriott. If it's not, forgive me. Don't forgive me. Look it up yourself. But anyways,
what you apologizing for? You didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. But I just want to name that it's good to see him back, getting his livelihood. Something he should be talking about football. That's what that really landed with me, because he's such an expert. He's so passionate about the game. Even seeing him out at Colorado at practice, That looked good though. He looked happy. And
Yeah.
I love to see a bruh winning. I love to see happy people happy.
So all right, with them being on that show
Mm.
and Shannon coming on Stephen A. show. I know you saw that, right?
I don't follow Shannon Sharp
Well,
or
I
Stephen
mean,
A. Smith.
okay, well, Shannon Sharp is going to be on First Take with Stephen A.
It's probably
like
gonna
2-3 days out the week. So, do you think that they're going to have the same dynamic as him and Skip had, the same success, or is it just like service?
Well,
Because
a couple
he's
things. Okay, a couple things. I think that it's the same dynamic. You have a failed athlete or a not good athlete, a journalist, an opinionated journalist, versus this. It's the same show that
Yeah.
they're probably going to try to capture. So I can see Stephen A. Smith pushing over Shannon Sharp the same way, trying to get a word in edgewise. That would be their best move, actually. I think if they try to switch that dynamic, I don't know if it'll get as much play, but I think there's a black and white element to it as well.
Yeah, I was about to say that I think that the Skip and Shannon work because we all know that Skip is, a little bit racist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was that white dude gonna say something crazy and Shannon gonna check him or whatever, right? Supposedly.
Ish.
Yeah, ish. And he's gonna have certain racial issues that happen in the world, and he's gonna step forward and say it while the white dude sit there and watch. Now you got two black dudes on there doing the same thing, and they're both gonna try to out black each other. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both gonna try to be opinionated about the situation because Stephen A. know that Shannon is gonna say, "Oh, you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah. Everybody need to step up," and he gonna be like, "You ain't finna be bigger than me on my show."
All right, let me drop this take, and I know we have to move forward, but I do want to. You brought to mind. Remember when Dana White, he pushed his wife or punched his wife or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The first thing, and shout out to Kwame Brown for pointing this out in his show. The first thing Stephen A. Smith did, because I did go back and see it, he said, Dana White is my friend. After being caught on video abusing a woman. The first thing he said. Now, he never said that for anybody black. Yeah. He would have been kicking and down the bus the first thing. So I don't know if they will out black each other. I know there are times in which Stephen A. Smith tries to get his black card, if that's even a thing for him, or not. I don't know him, but based on his comments on the show, I would say I doubt it. So, anyways, that's kind of my thought or my take after that comment that came to my mind. So,
okay.
So let's transition. I mean, we've been heavy football. We did a little track, like track and football go together or something. I don't know.
They do.
They can.
No, they do.
Going all in. We talked about that. Going all in.
Yeah.
Going all in. All right. There's this clip of what does it look like? And my sound rarely shows on this thing. So, but what else? So I'm going to play it though.
Yeah, we can't hear it.
So this is what football looks like from a lineman perspective. Did my sound play?
No, it didn't play at all. Our outlet. Oh, it's the football on the ground.
No, I thought that was real cool. You actually shared this in a group chat text, and I think it's spot on. Spot on.
Yeah, it's a because a lot of people don't understand what happens on the field, and as you try to describe it to them, they like, huh? Y'all do all of that like in less than 0.5 seconds. Like you have to recognize offense, defense. You got to do all of that. You got to
adjustments.
Like it's no such thing as a dumb job. You know what I'm saying? You can be dumb socially, but there's no such thing as a dumb successful football player.
Well, and I
And
think it speaks to the old refrain. Football is probably the closest thing to chess, even more than basketball and those other sports
Mhm.
that are more simplified. And that's why people see football, they have a hard time catching on. And I get it. Most people can't play chess.
No,
Oh,
not. Go ahead. No.
no, I thought you wanted to jump in with one of your comments.
No. I had the video with the sound. I was gonna wait till you finish so I can show them what the sound sounds.
Oh, we're gonna play at the same time. We're gonna synchronize
No.
audio.
I was gonna put my phone. I'm just gonna show it. You know what I'm saying? Here we
Go ahead. We can't hear it.
Well, it didn't show it, but anyway.
We go live, people. This is what we bring you because we're always trying stuff. Don't forget to comment below. Don't forget, remember early in the video about our picks.
Yes.
Staying with us, stick with us. We're an hour in. We're coming back strong.
Yeah, man.
Because this is how much we care about you and a thing. Football is like chess. It's football season. So what's the day? Tuesday?
Yes.
What are we doing today? College football prep.
Look, man. I wholeheartedly agree with you that football is chess and football is life and football has helped me in a bunch of decisions in my life and how I approach it, how I look at it, and how I build my family around how football teams work. You got to have your good quarterback, your good defense, good offense. Your coaches got to be good. Your workout routine got to be great. Your grades got to be good. So everything that I do, I approach it as a football team. And simply me being the coach, that's just how I approach it in my family. Like, hey, man, I'm not one of your players. I said, yes, you are. You're my favorite player on earth, and I'm going to treat you as such.
Hey, but okay. So if you are obviously, if you're watching this and you're a sports fan, you get the context in which that was said. Depends on the type of coach you are.
Yeah.
Actually, depends on how you treat your favorite player.
Yeah,
and that varies.
Yeah, it varies. It varies
significantly. So instead of unpacking that, and we've come to the end of that portion. I'd like to move forward to things that matter to us. So we can cash out, check out.
Yeah.
And I've been just so excited for the episode. If you've been with us, we've been with us this long, hit the like button.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay with us all football season because we're gonna be coming hot and heavy until we.
Yeah. So this is what matters to me. All right. For my birthday, my mother and my brother, they are taking me to Denver,
Colorado.
To go see, Denver, Colorado. That's the only one I know. They're taking me to the Colorado game, their first home opener against Nebraska.
Word.
And then the next day we're going to see the Raiders play the Broncos, dude.
Word.
So that is something that matters to me.
That's a big deal.
I'm so looking forward to this. It's gonna be me, my wife, my brother, and my mother, and we gonna turn Denver out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Denver's beautiful. I've never been, man. That's one place.
So this, it's one of those things, man, that you get surprised. I'm like, all right, hey man, I'll accept it, So I get to see two, like I'm going to see Deion Sanders. I want to, what I'm saying? Like I've never been to a Colorado Buffaloes game, but we in the building. You know what I'm saying?
In the building.
Going to Mile High to see my boys play, man. And I know I'm going to a hostile environment, and I'm going to be ready. I'm going to have all my Raider stuff on. Then I'm gonna show out. If you see a YouTube video of me, a clip of me acting the fool, just know I'm telling you right now, I'm not going there for that. But if it happens, it happens. You know what I'm saying?
We still waiting on the sandwich videos. I doubt if we'll see the YouTube one.
Look, no, the sandwich videos are still in the making. I got to cut them up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
that's lit though. Shout out to them. Shout out to you. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, all day,
75 years old, man.
75, baby. Hey, the Cash App is there now. My birthday is after Labor Day, so
$1 for every year he's been born.
There you go, man. Hook me up now. Hey, send me the Denver Nice.
Yeah, it is. There it is. Okay, I cannot top that at all. I can't top that at all.
I mean, my bad. I didn't.
You gotta give me some warning. Like, nah, bro. You might want to go first on this one because I'm gonna drop the hammer.
Man, hey, it's what matters to me. It's important to you, though. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you about to say is important to you.
Yeah, but it ain't that. I want to follow that up. You know what? Thank y'all for joining us on Fourth in the Game. Really appreciate y'all this week. You know what I mean? Happy birthday after Labor Day. That's like a week away. I don't even know. You closing out.
Next week. We out, baby. See y'all later. Peace.
Peace.